right, man. Look, we have us a video by Chupacabro. How the fuck I pronounce this? Chupacabro, I guess. Hey, man, this is Final Destination from Dev's point of view is terrifying. Let's get it.
You had a simple job. 40 people, one plane, one clean explosion, done before lunch. Then some 17-year-old little saw your to-do list 30 seconds early, and now you're spending the next 6 months chasing these people through bathrooms and train crossings in the streets of Paris. This is Final Destination, but from the perspective of death.
Talk to
and
me.
God, if you are death, this movie is frustrating. So you're staring at a list, 7 names that shouldn't exist. These people should be dead right now, scattered across the Atlantic in pieces too small to identify. That was the plan. There was 40 students on a senior trip to Paris on one plane. One clean explosion 4 minutes after takeoff, done before your coffee break. But that's not what happened. What happened is this: a 17-year-old named Alex Browning had a window seat, and his brain decided to show him tomorrow's newspaper a few seconds early. He sees the explosion before it happens and wakes up screaming about fire and smoke and metal tearing apart at 30,000 feet like a little bitch instead of accepting his fate like a man. And because he won't shut up about it, a fight breaks out between him and this jock named Carter Horton who thinks Alex has completely lost his mind.
Yo, here's the thing. You see somebody's losing their mind, and the first thing you do is swing on them. You have issues. I ain't gonna lie. Unless he hits you first, you know what I'm saying? But the first
Chaos gets 7 people removed from the plane.
The nigga was just trying to get off the plane. Now you want to step up and be a hero and swing on a nigga that's losing his mind.
Alex, his best friend Todd, Carter and his girlfriend Terry, their teacher Miss Luton, and some kid named Billy who was just in the wrong place, and a girl named Clear Rivers who walked off on her own because she looked at Alex screaming about death and thought, yeah, I believe him. They're standing in the terminal when it happens. Watching through the glass, Flight 180 lifts off, climbs to maybe 1,000 feet, and then becomes a raging fireball. Debris falling like rain, everyone on board gone in an instant. Exactly like you had planned. Except for the 7 people watching from the wrong side of the window. This is annoying. You were death. You had this handled. One of
Like, bro, literally, I had one job, and this nigga ruined, like, bro, you niggas is not supposed to be alive right now. Bro, you know what's so crazy? This first one is very fucking scary. The latest one, the one that just recently dropped like a couple months ago, that shit's not scary at all. It's just gory. You know what I'm saying?
And 40 souls clean and efficient. Now you've got leftovers, names that didn't get crossed off. The thing about you, the thing about death, is that you don't leave your names uncrossed. That's not how you work. So you adjust. You've done this before, not often, but it happens. When someone cheats the design, the universe gets thrown off, and you have to come back around to collect what's owed. The rule is simple. They die in the order they were supposed to die on the plane. The first person who would have gotten the explosion dies first. Then the next, and one by one until the books are balanced and the list is clear. Todd Wagner is first. 39 days after the crash, Todd is alone in his bathroom. It's late, the house is quiet, he's probably thinking about his brother George, who stayed on the plane and is now being remembered at memorial services while Todd walks around breathing. That's the kind of guilt that keeps a person up at night, which works perfectly for you because you need him awake for this. The setup is simple. A leaky pipe drips water onto the bathroom floor. It's a small puddle, barely visible. Todd doesn't notice it because he's not really aware about anything. He's got other things on his mind. He moves around the bathroom doing whatever teenagers do when they can't sleep, and then his foot hits the wet tile at the worst possible angle. His feet go out from under.
Oh my God, he did. Oh, bro, they were going through it. Chat, what do you think is the worst one? Final Destination or Final Destination 2 with the log truck? Because the way that they were dying in Final Destination 2 was kind of crazy. 2 for sure. I think 2 for sure. Because that one nigga, he got his hand stuck in the thing, and then he, you know what I'm saying? And then he slipped and fell. Like, he fucking escaped death so many times. His apartment caught fire. He went out on a fire escape, made it all the way out. All the way out. For him to slip on the floor and a fire escape fucking cram that nigga's eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, you escape death so many times.
Under him, he falls backward, arms flailing, and lands in the bathtub. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a clothesline mounted above the tub. It's the retractable type with thin wire. And as Todd falls, the wire somehow wraps around his throat.
Crazy.
Now he's trapped, feet sliding on wet porcelain, hands clawing at the wire, cutting to his neck, and the more he fights, the tighter it pulls. He can't get leverage, he can't get air, and you're just watching, making sure nothing interrupts this, because god damn it, this kid should be dead. Making sure every single piece stays exactly where it needs to be. It doesn't take long. There's a few minutes of struggle, and then nothing. Todd Wagner is dead. Hell yes, first name crossed off. And here's the part that you're kind of proud of. The water that caused the whole thing slides back across the floor after he stops moving. It retreats into the drain like it was never there. No puddle, no evidence, no explanation for why a healthy teenager ended up strangled by a clothesline in his own bathroom at 2 a.m. The cops show up the next day and rule it that he ended his life. They figure he felt guilty about surviving when his brother didn't. Tragic, but understandable, but absolutely wrong. This was your doing 100%, and it is one of your most proudest kills. It was quick, clean, and efficient, just how you like it. Except there's a problem. Alex Browning showed up at Todd's house that night before the body was even cold. Something pulled him there, some instinct, some feeling he couldn't explain. Todd. He didn't make it in time to save his friend, but he made it in time to see the aftermath, to notice that something about this death doesn't add up. Because of course this little shit's gotta go sticking his nose in places he doesn't understand.
Oh, that would piss me off. My job is to just get y'all going because y'all survived for way too long. Y'all not supposed to be here. And this nigga is keep getting hints from the fucking universe, apparently, about who's gonna die and when. I'd be like, damn, bitch, let me do my fucking job. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, no, this will piss me off.
Why can't he just let you, the god of death, do your damn job? Anyways, a few days later, Alex and Clear sneak into the funeral home to look at Todd's body. They're looking for answers, and of course they fucking find one, but not the kind they want. There's a mortician working there named William Bloodworth. He's a tall, creepy guy, played by the same guy that played the Candyman, which should tell you...
Frightened. Terrified. Terrified of generation.
You about how this conversation is going to go, and this guy knows things that he definitely shouldn't. He tells them straight up what's happening. You cheated death's design, he says. You got off the plane when you were supposed to die on it. Now death is coming back for what's owed, one by one in the order that you were supposed to go. Alex already suspected this. Now he has proof. He gets the rules now, this game that he got pulled into. And this is where things get interesting, because Alex isn't the type to sit around waiting for his turn. Of course, he's the annoying type of kid who's going to take a fight. He's going to warn the others and try to stay one step ahead. He's already taken notes. He genuinely believes that...
My thing is, what made you think that if you cheated death, it wasn't going to just circle back? You know what I'm saying? Like, you cheated death, it circled back to get you again, and you think when you cheated for a second time, it's not going to circle back to get you again. Nigga, you got to die. That's that nigga's job. You know what I'm saying?
He might be able to beat you, which is cute. The confidence is almost admirable. The kid watches his best friend die under impossible circumstances, and his response is to grab a notebook and start problem solving. Most people would fall apart. Alex is building a little flowchart to try to save his own life. But here's what he doesn't understand yet. Knowing the rules doesn't mean that you can break them. You can see the truck coming and still get hit. You can know exactly how the trap works and still walk right into it because you blinked at the wrong second or stepped left instead of right. Death isn't a puzzle you solve. It's math. And the equation always balances eventually. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how hard you fight. The numbers come out the same in the end. And Alex will learn that. They all will. Right now, the other survivors are still in denial. They're telling themselves Todd's death was a tragic accident, a coincidence, bad luck on top of worse luck. They're looking at Alex with his theories and his warnings, and they're thinking he's lost it, that the crash broke something in his head, and now he's seeing patterns that aren't there. They'll figure it out soon enough. See, Todd's death was quiet, private, something that happened behind a closed bathroom door and got filed away as one more sad story in a world full of them. The other survivors can explain it away if they try hard enough. They can keep pretending everything is fine. But you are about to make a statement to them that they cannot ignore. Something public, something messy, something that happens in broad daylight with witnesses watching and no possible explanation that makes any kind of sense. You are done being subtle. In fact, you are pissed off. This little kid, this little shit thinks that he can challenge you. You are the end. And that is what you are going to do to these kids. End them. It's time to remind these people who the hell they're actually dealing with. Because Terry Chaney is standing on a sidewalk right now, arguing with her dumbass boyfriend about whether Alex is crazy or telling the truth. She's frustrated and scared.
Oh, wasn't she next on the list?
And she's about to step off the curb at the worst possible second. In fact, she's about to have a pretty bad day if you ask me. Terry Chaney is mid-sentence when she dies. She's standing on a sidewalk outside a cafe, yelling at Carter about how she refuses to let some plane crash define the rest of her life, which,
well, that's a nice, I'm glad you're not letting it define the next 5 seconds of your life. You know what I'm saying? That was a long time.
Would be noble if you're a normal person, but this dumbass kid doesn't realize she's about to get hit by a double-decker 6,000-ton bus. That bus is about to turn her into a moldy grilled cheese sandwich on the side of the pavement in about a week. And yeah, that's what it does. 1 second she's there, and the next second she's not. It's just this loud, wet impact, and then silence. The kind of silence that settles over a crowd when everyone realizes they just saw something that cannot be unseen. Someone just got turned into red mist on the highway. Some minimum wage employee is going to have to clean that up. That guy's life must suck. You know why it sucks? Well, his wife actually just cheated on him with his brother. Yeah, you never thought about that guy, did you, huh? Next time you go ahead, step in front of buses, just think about the fact you could be ruining some minimum wage worker's life. You don't think about that, do you? Anyways,
bro,
you're dead.
What?
You don't really care about that stuff. Yeah, the survivors are standing there sprayed with something they don't want to think about. They're sprayed with Terry's red juices, we'll put it that way. And trust me, it is not tomato juice. It is something a lot worse. Carter's girlfriend, gone. Middle of the day, witnesses.
I'm moving on, Carter. Are you? You say you moving on. Like, are you though? Are you moving on? Right.
Everyone, absolutely no explanation that makes any kind of sense, other than the bus driver was not looking that direction when they were driving. But you are death. You wanted to make a statement for them to not fuck with your rules. Well, your statement's been made. Todd's death was deniable. It was a weird accident behind a closed door that cops could write off as someone ending their own life, and everyone could pretend was just bad luck. But a bus appearing out of nowhere and turning a person into red mist, well, that's harder to explain away. Alex has been warning them that something is hunting the survivors, and they've been looking at him like he belongs in a padded room. Not anymore. Now they believe him. And honestly, good. Fear.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'd believe you too. One time, hey, you saved my life one time, that's a coincidence. But you told me about these other 2 niggas that are gonna die, and they both died. Yeah, fuck that. Hey, bro, what you want me to do next, bro? Real shit. What you want me to do next, bro?
Makes people easier to predict. When someone's terrified, they stop thinking clearly. They run in straight lines. They make mistakes. They do exactly what you expect them to do, which makes your job as death.
Here's the thing, though, chat. If it goes in order. Real shit, it goes in order, chat. So if one of them was to just survive long, and everybody could keep living.
A whole lot simpler. 2 down, 5 little shits to go.
Damn.
Valerie Luton is next on the list. She's the teacher who got pulled off the flight after trying to break up the fight between Alex and Carter. She's been packing up her house, trying to move away from all these bad memories. Yeah, like moving to the next town over is going to help you. Come on, Valerie, you're not that stupid, are you? None of this is going to make any difference. You were not tied to a place. You were tied to an order of a list. And newsflash, she's next. Alex figures out she's next and races across town to warn her. The kid's getting faster at this, piecing together the sequence from his memory of the vision, working backward from who was sitting where. It would be impressive if it wasn't completely pointless. By the time he pulls up to her house, you've already set everything in motion. This one is a bit more elaborate though. It starts with a cracked mug. Luton's been drinking vodka to calm her nerves, and when she tosses the mug in the trash, the alcohol leaks out onto the floor. Meanwhile, her computer monitor is running hot from a bad wiring and boom, power surge. It's the kind of thing that happens in older houses and nobody thinks about until it's too late. John Denver is playing on the turntable in the living room. It's a nice touch. The vodka then seeps towards the sparking computer, and then everything happens at once. The monitor explodes. A shard of glass flies across the room and burns itself in Luton's throat, and she stumbles backward, bleeding everywhere. She crashes into the stove and accidentally turns on the gas.
Jesus.
Because of course she does. She falls near the counter and a kitchen knife topples off the block.
Bro, she tried to grab a towel and then it was so elaborate.
And stabs her in the chest. Then a chair tips over into the knife and drives it deeper. It's just when it seems like things can't possibly get worse. The leaking gas finally meets the flames from the computer. Kaboom! The house explodes, and Alex gets thrown backward onto the lawn. Luton, well, she's a burnt Thanksgiving turkey if you ask me. That's 3 deaths in, the pattern holding. Alex can run around warning people all he wants.
That nigga death locked in, bro. You're not stopping this.
By the time he figures out who's next, you've already got the pieces in place. Then Carter Horton decides to ruin everything. That little shit. He's next in the sequence and he knows it. They all know it now. And instead of running or hiding or trying to fight back like the others, Carter does something you weren't expecting. He tries to beat you to the punch. He drives his car out to the train tracks at night. Alex, Clear, and Billy are in the back seat. They've been trying to stick together, thinking there's safety in numbers. Carter parks the car right on the rails. A train is coming, its horns blaring and the headlights cutting through the dark. And Carter just sits there with his hands on the wheel, waiting. That's his big move. If he's gonna die anyway, he wants it on his own terms. He wants to pick the time and place. He wants to stare death in the face and say, I chose this. You didn't choose it for me, bitch.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. To choose death for me, though, is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I can't cap. There's no way you just, I get you giving up, nigga. But you can't just make me give up because you, like, nigga, huh? I know you not fucking serious. You can't be. You just gonna have me in the car. Let me the fuck, nigga, I'll strip you before the train even get here.
Fucking insane. This is genuinely one of the dumbest things you've ever watched a human being do. And you've been doing this job since the first creature crawled out of the ocean and immediately got eaten by something with more teeth. Carter Horton, this guy who peaked at 17 and thinks his car and his muscles make him interesting, thinks he gets to decide when he dies. He thinks that's a choice he's allowed to make. It's not. That's not how any of this works. The whole point of death is that you don't get a vote. If you could just opt out on your own schedule, it wouldn't be called death. It would be called aggressive napping. So you jam his seatbelt. He's stuck in the car now, and the train is coming towards him. And suddenly, Carter gets the bright idea, oh, he doesn't want to die anymore. Well, funny how that works. The moment it becomes real, the moment he can feel the ground shaking and see the light getting closer, all of that tough guy bravado disappears. And now he's just a scared little kid screaming for help. Alex doesn't hesitate. He jumps out of the car, runs back, and starts fighting with the jammed belt. The train is closing in. Everyone's screaming. And somehow, in the last...
Like, you did this. That's what's so crazy is you did this. And now one of your homies is going to die for it. Watch this.
Last possible second, Alex rips the belt loose and drags Carter off the tracks. The train smashes through the car, sending metal and glass flying in every direction. Carter is alive. Alex saved him. You should be annoyed. Carter was supposed to die, but he didn't, and now the sequence looks broken. Except it's not. What Alex doesn't get yet is how the rules actually work. You can't break the sequence. You can only shift it. When someone is supposed to die and they don't, you don't just shrug and move on with your day. You skip to the next name and take them instead. The debt doesn't go away. It just moves to someone else. Billy Hitchcock is standing near the tracks, watching the crash, relieved that everyone got out.
Oh, you think y'all safe? Watch this.
Alive. He has maybe 2 seconds of that relief before a piece of shrapnel from the destroyed car, which is basically a giant twisted chunk of metal spinning through the air like a frisbee, cuts clean through his neck, and his head hits the ground before his body does. That is the rule that Alex just learned the hard way. You can save someone from their turn, but you can't save everyone. Someone always pays. Always.
Literally.
You can pull Carter off train tracks until his arms give out, but the math still has to work. For every rescue,
still gotta
there's
die,
a cost.
brother.
For every miracle, there's a trade. Billy wasn't even next on the list. He was just standing too close to someone else's death, and now he's gone. Alex wanted to play hero. That's what Alex has to carry now. Every time he steps in, every time he pulls someone out of the path of what's coming, he's not actually beating you. He's just deciding who dies instead. He's rearranging names, not erasing them. And when that finally clicks for him, when he understands that every save has a cost that he can't control, something inside his stupid little head is going to crack. But he hasn't put that together yet. Right now, he's standing there staring at Billy's body, trying to make sense of what just happened. The sequence skipped. Someone died out of order. The rules he thought he understood just got rewritten in front
nigga tried to break the rules. Like, nigga, you don't make the rules. Now somebody had to die for it.
of him. 4 down, 3 left. Alex, Clear, and Carter. Alex retreats. He finds a cabin by a lake somewhere isolated, far from traffic and power lines and anything that could possibly use against him. He duct tapes the cabinet shut so knives can't fall out. He unplugs every appliance. He wraps padding around sharp corners. He basically baby-proofs an entire house against the universe, which is sad, honestly. He's convinced he's next. He figures if he can just stay perfectly still, perfectly hidden, and away from anything dangerous, maybe he can wait you out. But He miscounted. When Alex boarded the plane, he swapped seats with 2 other students at the last minute, which means the seating chart in his head, the one that he's been using to track the death order, is wrong. He's been protecting himself from a threat that isn't coming for him yet. Clear Rivers is next, and right now she's at home alone with no idea what's heading her way. Alex is hiding in a cabin wrapped in duct tape, while the person who actually needs him doesn't even know she's in danger. The storm rolling towards her house is going to knock out power lines and create exactly the kind of chaos that you've been waiting for. Live wires, fire, gasoline, and no.
Come on, man. That's too easy. Set this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Oh, this we gonna keep it rolling. It's too easy, man.
You've been patient through all this. You've adjusted on the fly, dealt with the meddling kids, cleaned up the messes these kids keep making. But Clear's house, that's the one you're gonna take your time with. That's the one you're gonna make sure lands. You're gonna make her suffer. Let's see him save her from that. The storm rolls into Clear's neighborhood around 9 at night. And
by 7 lock in from death. Nah, for real shit.
15, her house is turned into a trap. Lightning splits the sky and takes out a power line down the street. The cable drops onto her front lawn, sparking and whipping against the wet grass like something with a mind of its own. Her dog bolts outside to investigate and catches a shock. Not enough to kill it, but enough to make Clear panic. She runs for the door to help, and that's when she sees the situation she's actually in. The live wire is between her and every way out. It's throwing sparks across the yard, crackling and snapping. If she steps too close, she's finished. So she does the only smart thing. She backs into the garage, climbs into her car, and hopes the rubber tires will keep the current from finding her.
You know?
It's a good instinct. It buys her some time, but you're nowhere close to done. Another bolt hits something near the garage, a propane tank, some old paint cans. It doesn't really matter what. What matters is the fire that starts spreading across the floor. Now Clear is sitting in a car inside a garage that's filling with smoke and flames, while the house around her slowly becomes an oven. She can't drive out. Fire is blocking the exit. She can't run. The wire is still out there, waiting. She can't stay. The heat in the building and the air is running out. You've got her boxed in. There's no version of this that ends with her.
Nigga hit the Wemby. I'm in your head. Bro, she had no chance.
Walking away. And that's when that little shit's car comes skidding to the driveway. It's Alex. He figured it out. Sitting alone in that cabin, he wrapped in duct tape and paranoia. He finally remembered the seat swap from the plane. How convenient. He finally realized the sequence that he'd been tracking was off by 1. He finally understood that while he was hiding from a threat that wasn't coming for him yet, Clear was facing everything alone. He drove through the storm and blew past the FBI agents on his tail. Now he's standing in her front yard, staring at the burning garage with the live cable whipping around, and it's a situation with no clean answers. Anyone else would freeze here. They would look at the math.
I ain't gonna lie, you would have lost me. I'm a call for help because I don't know how to help you here. I'm not a genius. I can't keep fighting this nigga death forever, bro.
Live wire plus fire plus girl trapped in car and wait for someone with a better plan to show up. But Alex does the dumbest thing ever, or the smartest, or the most ballsy, and walks towards that damn cable. Clear is screaming at him through the car window. The flames are getting higher. The agents are shouting for him to stop. None of it slows him down because he's already run the numbers and he knows exactly what this is going to cost.
Nigga said I win. This is my perfect victory.
And he grabs the wire with both hands. The current tears through him like nothing you've ever seen. His whole body goes rigid and lit up from the inside, shaking with voltage that should have stopped his heart in the first half second. But he doesn't let go. He holds on just long enough for Clear to kick the car door open and sprint for safety. She clears the garage edge right as the whole structure goes up. The car, the gas cans, everything in one massive fireball.
Nigga said, Simba, do something. Fuck I'm supposed to do here?
Up the whole block. The blast throws them both across the yard. When the smoke starts to clear, the house is a skeleton, but they're both still breathing. And you, Death, you lost. Not because Alex was smarter or found some loophole you missed. He just made a choice that doesn't fit into any plan. He was willing to die so that his little girlfriend he met like a week ago could live. And that kind of move breaks the math. Sacrifice doesn't follow the rules. You can set the perfect trap, control every variable, line up every domino, and then some dumb human throws himself at a live cable because someone he cares about is in danger, and the whole thing falls apart. Alex should be dead. He grabbed a power line. That's not something you walk away from, but somehow through
they need you. Help them somehow. Fuck no.
Sheer
he shouldn't have survived that shit either. I think he didn't die because he wasn't next in line or something like that. I think, right? I feel like in one of the movies they explained that if you try to die while you're not next, you don't die or some shit like that. Am I mistaken?
Stubbornness or whatever keeps certain people standing when physics says they shouldn't, he survived. Clear is alive, Alex is alive. Carter is alive because Alex pulled him off those train tracks. After the plane, the bathroom, the bus, the kitchen, the tracks, the fire, Alex, Clear, and Carter are still standing for the moment because 6 months go by. The burns heal over, the nightmares come less often, the world keeps spinning, and the survivors start letting themselves believe they actually won. They figured out the pattern, they broke the cycle. Whatever was hunting them has finally given up. So they decide to take a trip to celebrate. Paris, the city that they were supposed to visit before a vision changed everything. Before 40 people died and 7 walked off a plane that they should have stayed on. Going there now feels like taking something back, like sticking it to you, death, like closing a door that's been hanging open for too long.
It don't work like that.
They're sitting at a sidewalk cafe in the afternoon sun, drinking coffee, talking about things that have nothing to do with death. And for the first time in 6 months, they look like normal people instead of your prey. Carter is cracking jokes. Clear is actually laughing. Alex is trying to relax, but you can see him checking exits, scanning for something to go wrong. He brings it up eventually. He tells the others he can't shake the feeling that it's not really finished, that their names are still written down somewhere on a list that'll never get closed. Carter tells him to let it go, and Clear says that they earned a break. They survived. They're here. They should try to enjoy it. And Alex nods. He wants to believe them, and he almost does. But then a city bus swings around the corner faster than it should. It's nothing remarkable. It's just Paris traffic being what it is. The bus clips the curb and knocks into a parking sign, sending it spinning through the air, and the sign crashes into the neon hotel sign hanging above the cafe. It breaks loose and starts swinging on its last bolt, and it's swinging directly at Alex. He sees it coming. Everyone sees it coming. It's one of those stretched out moments where time slows down and you can watch the whole disaster unfold frame by frame. Carter reacts first. He shoves Alex sideways, hard, and
saves his life, and then he starts it over.
Sends him tumbling across the pavement. Clear drops flat, and the sign swings past where Alex was sitting and misses them both by inches. For one heartbeat, it looks like they pulled it off again. Another save, another close call. Alex is already pushing himself up, already starting to breathe again, when Carter straightens and looks around. Who's next? He's standing exactly where Alex was a second ago, dead center in the swing path, and the sign, that big, heavy neon thing that was aimed at Alex, is already coming back around on its return arc. And it catches Carter before he can move, before anyone can shout a warning, before Alex can do anything except watch. The sound isn't something you forget. Carter drops and doesn't get back up. Alex and Clear are frozen in place, spotted with blood that isn't theirs, looking down at a body that was telling jokes half a minute ago. You didn't engineer this one. You didn't build a chain of reaction or stack dominoes for weeks. You just waited and let them have their 6 months of peace. Let them book the flight to Paris. Let them sit at a cafe and feel
bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's dickhead shit. You let them enjoy life for a little bit. Yeah, relax, little nigga. Let me show you something. Like, what? Why would you give me time to, like, sit and be mellow and think this is over? Just take me out, bro.
It finally escaped. And when a bus took a corner too fast and a sign came loose and a friend's reflexes put him in exactly the wrong place, you collected what was owed. Carter wasn't even supposed to be next. The sign wasn't swinging at him. He just stepped into the path because he wanted to save someone. And that put him right where the universe needed a body. Humans keep doing this. Sometimes they manage it and buy themselves a few more months or a few more years. The list never actually closes. The debt never really disappears.
Yep.
It just waits. Alex and Clear are still alive, still basically winning this game that they never wanted to play. But something's different in their eyes now. They understand the cost, and the next time one of them sees danger coming for the other, there's going to be a hesitation that wasn't there before. A memory of standing in a Paris street looking at what
literally you can't save them anymore. You try to save them, you're fucking cooked.
A rescue actually costs, and that hesitation might be more useful than killing them outright. You have time. You are death. You have nothing but time. And somewhere out there, 2 people who should have died on a plane are spending every remaining day waiting for the next sign to fall, the next bust around a corner, the next thing they won't see coming until it's already too late. There are 2 names left. They're still open, and you'll be seeing them again, probably sooner than they think. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to give it a like and comment down.
W video. Shout out to how do I say your name again? Chupacabro. You know what I'm saying? WVid, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to like see the movie in a different perspective, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chupacabro, you know what I'm saying?